This video is brought to you by CatBeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Previously on NBA Insider.
It's been 2 years since Kevin Durant suffered the foot injury that allowed him to play just 27 games during the 2014-2015 season. Although he came back stronger the following season, you never know the long-term effects of this sort of injury. Especially now that he found himself as an even more efficient player as a member of the Warriors, it's definitely something to pay attention to. A Jones fracture is not something to take lightly. It has ruined the careers of many superstars before. For the sake of the Golden State Warriors, hopefully Durant is able to remain injury-free for this season and for the rest of his career. But then again, the NBA can sometimes get intense, especially in the postseason, so you never know.
Everyone knows losing a superstar player to injury in the NBA means a team's chances of winning a title are put into jeopardy. A team can be as good as it wants, but there will always be a chance that it loses its star and its chances at a title at the worst possible time. Last April, after the Warriors had won an NBA record 73 regular season games, Stephen Curry left Game 4 of the team's first round playoff with a grade 1 MCL sprain after missing Games 2 and 3 with a sprained ankle. Golden State dragged through the remainder of that series in the beginning of the next without Curry and fought through a tough matchup with Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. After witnessing Stephen Curry in the postseason that year and seeing as he never really regained his MVP form afterwards, it made it clear that even the best regular season team in history is vulnerable to injuries. To make sure this kind of thing would never happen again, the Warriors signed Kevin Durant. Unfortunately for the Warriors, Kevin Durant is very familiar with having injuries at the worst possible timing. As you guys all know, the Warriors recently announced that Durant has a grade 2 MCL sprain and a tibial bone bruise in his left knee after Zaza Pachulia accidentally fell on him during Golden State's game against the Washington Wizards. And although he may not be out for the rest of the season, it will definitely take some time for him to return to full strength. But losing a player as good as Durant, even just for a month, is never a good thing. Kevin Durant is a crucial part of the team because he does so much for the Warriors on both ends of the floor. He is able to get to the line, slow things down, set up easy shots, and much more. Without him, the team needs to look for other ways to score, but it might not be that easy. The Warriors' offense mainly runs on shooting, and this season's roster isn't as good as last season's in that aspect. Golden State has just 4 players who have taken more than a couple of threes, who are making them at better than a league average rate compared to 8 players last season. As a team, their 3-point percentage has gone from 41.6% to 38.5%. However, the Warriors are also outscoring their opponents by a league high 12.5 net points per 100 possessions, which is an improvement over last season where they held 11.6 net points. Unfortunately for them, Durant is a major factor in that domination. When he is on the court, Golden State has a net rating of 15.2, which falls to 6.6 when he is on the bench. Although the 6.6 net rating is impressive in itself, it puts the team on the same level as the Houston Rockets and Utah Jazz. Let's not forget that the Warriors' offense has worked mainly because of players such as Kevin Durant and David West. Both are excellent all-around players. As a matter of fact, they rank 3rd and 4th behind Stephen Curry and Draymond Green for assist percentage on the Warriors. And for a team stacked with talent, Golden State is one of the most unselfish teams in the NBA. The team assists a league high 71% of their baskets, producing 31 assists per game, which is the 3rd highest rate in league history. The Warriors also lead the league in secondary assists, which is the pass before the actual assist at 9.9 per game. Kevin Durant, meanwhile, has a team high 12.7% assist to pass ratio, which also puts him 9th overall in the NBA this season. As you can see, without Kevin Durant around, the Warriors will need improvements from a few key contributors. Durant's absence has also allowed opposing teams to focus their energy on Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Only 2 games into Durant's injury, and the Splash Brothers were already shooting 29 of 91 from the field. As a matter of fact, in Golden State's first game since Durant's injury against the Chicago Bulls, not only did they lose, but their stats weren't all that impressive as well. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson combined for 36 points on just 3 of 22 from behind the arc. To top that off, out of all the Warriors, only Curry scored more than 13 points. Curry and Thompson even missed all 8 of their 4th quarter 3-point attempts. Because of this, teams all around the league are looking to take advantage of the situation while it lasts. At the time this video is being made, the Warriors are just 2 wins ahead of the San Antonio Spurs. The idea of even going up against San Antonio at a time like this is a pretty scary sight for the Golden State Warriors. Durant's flexibility was a key part of being able to force San Antonio into smaller lineups, and his ability to match up with Kawhi Leonard, which allowed for the Warriors to set up other star talent to win their matchups. Now the Warriors are left struggling to deal with Kawhi Leonard and to decide how often they are willing to stay big against players such as LaMarcus Aldridge and Pau Gasol. To top it off, the Spurs, at least in my opinion, are one of the the most disciplined and experienced teams within the league, which makes them the exact type of opponent capable of abusing the Warriors in a playoff series. This is the perfect time for everyone but the Warriors. The Durant injury also makes the Cleveland Cavaliers additions of Andrew Bogut and Deron Williams look even better. The Cavs have now added Bogut, Williams, Kyle Korver, and Derek Williams to a roster that beat Golden State in the finals last season without losing much. Bogut is still an elite high post passer and rim protector, and Deron Williams is still a great pick and roll player and is averaging 13.1 points and 6.9 assists. Once Kevin Love and J.R. Smith return from their injuries, the Cavs will have quality depth off the bench and will be ready to take on the Warriors with or without Durant. Unfortunately for the Warriors, adding Kevin Durant required them to get rid of multiple players who, especially if healthy, would be useful in a scenario like this. In order to clear enough cap space to sign Durant to an MVP-worthy contract, the Warriors traded Andrew Bogut, the team's leading shot blocker from 2013 to 2016, to the Dallas Mavericks for essentially nothing. Festus Ezeli, the team's third leading shot blocker from last season, also left Golden State to sign a 2-year $15 million deal with the Portland Trailblazers. Harrison Barnes, who played the 4 in the Warriors' lethal lineup, signed with the Mavericks as a free agent. With Barnes leaving the team, it left a space in the Warriors lineup that has since become filled by Kevin Durant. Because of this, Golden State no longer has players to match up players such as Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. It also no longer has Andrew Bogut and Festus Ezeli to play the role of rim protector in big lineups. Instead, they have Zaza Pachulia and JaVale McGee. Pachulia, who signed a 1-year contract with the Warriors in the offseason, has been pulling down 6 rebounds and blocking 0.5 shots in 18.6 minutes per game while starting at center this season. McGee, on the other hand, has been playing mostly reserve minutes at center. In his 9.5 minutes per game, he has still somehow managed to average 0.7 blocks per game. That would be good for 2.5 blocks per 36 minutes. Although McGee is unlikely to ever receive that much playing time given his reputation as a defensive liability. Durant is leading the Warriors in rim protection, averaging a career high 1.6 blocks per game. Durant's development as a rim protector and defender has been crucial to the Warriors' success. His 3.7 defensive win shares are second on the team and 6th in the league, behind only Draymond Green. Durant also ranks as the 6th most valuable defender in the NBA with a defensive rating of 101.4. This season, KD has not only displayed improved shot blocking abilities, but this has also been his best rebounding season as an NBA player. Durant is averaging a career high 8.2 rebounds per game while also pulling down a career best 23.2% of the available defensive rebounds while he's on the floor. With Kevin Durant's absence, Steve Kerr is now forced into filling Durant's position at the 3 spot with players such as Andre Iguodala and possibly Patrick McCaw. The addition of Matt Barnes is something he could only hope will be able to help fill the gaps in the minutes. Even if those players can help Golden State on the offensive side of things, Kerr will still need to replace Durant's help on the other end. Draymond Green is a proven asset in both the 4 and 5 positions, but he still will need help. Players such as Iguodala and McCaw simply can't match Durant's length and interior defense. This might also force Steve Kerr to play traditional lineups with centers more often with veteran power forward David West, or run the risk that his smaller lineups get abused at the rim or on the glass. Overall, the outcome is clear. To compete with title contending teams such as the Cleveland Cavaliers and San Antonio Spurs, Golden State needs to be able to fully count on Durant. Aside from this, let's not forget that Golden State will have its toughest time of the season in late March with a stretch of 5 games in 8 nights, including one back-to-back against the West's toughest opponents. On March 26th, the Warriors will face the Memphis Grizzlies, who have beaten them twice this season. On the 28th, Golden State will take on James Harden and the Houston Rockets. The next day, they travel to San Antonio to take on the number 2 seeded Spurs. On March 31st, Golden State has to protect home court against the Rockets once again. And finally, the Warriors end off their 5-game stand in Oakland against the same team where it all started, the Washington Wizards. If the Warriors lose at least 3 of those 5 games, especially considering they will be facing against the San Antonio Spurs more than once, they could possibly lose their position as the West's top seed. However, if the Warriors are able to hold on without Durant, assuming that he misses the remainder of the regular season, and head into the playoffs as the Western Conference's top seed, they would likely face a much easier path to the finals than if they let the Spurs catch them. If the Warriors have Durant back and are at full strength by the Western Conference Finals, they should have a good chance at advancing to the NBA Finals for the 3rd year in a row. But yet, if Durant's injury is more severe than the team is making it seem, or it continues to bother him even once he returns for the playoffs, there is a real chance that we might not get to witness a Warriors versus Cavaliers battle this year. Overall, in my opinion, Kevin Durant brings major value to the Warriors in all sorts of ways. He is leading his team in points, rebounds, and blocks. He knows how to score in one-on-one matchups. He spaces the court and knocks down catch and shoot threes. He hits the open man. He gets out in transition. He gets to the free throw line. He defends multiple positions. He plays all 3 front court positions sometimes. He steps out and switches defensively, and he even protects the rim. Golden State's dependence on him is clear. Although I don't personally agree with Charles Barkley when he said that he does not think think that the Warriors can even get out of the West, I do agree with him that without Kevin Durant, they've got extremely low chances at winning the championship. Keep in mind, even if he does return from injury early, it will still take some time for him to adjust to full strength. As of right now, Durant's injury has put the Warriors in a tough spot. Now it's just a matter of time. And that concludes the video. As always, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If I made any mistakes or missed anything that you felt should have been included, please let me know. Also, if you have any recommendations for future videos such as interesting stories or topics like this, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching NBA Insider.